Another term that you may have come across in your journey in Dreamweaver or as a web developer is something called CSS. And CSS is basically cascading style sheets, and a very powerful way of making changes with particular focus to design of a web page. And the way it works is that you can specify and set up a style sheet for your website, and once you've developed your style sheet, you can make the change to that style sheet, which will then affect your hundreds of web pages from that change. So example, you change one page of your website, the style sheet itself, it will make all the relevant changes to the individual web pages itself. So you can see the power behind CSS. It's very powerful of making a simple change that will eventually affect all of the separate web pages itself. And it basically deals with the appearance of the page, and it basically cascades the changes to each individual page. It's like dropping a pebble in a pond. It ricochets all the effects throughout the following pages. Okay, brilliant. Another thing that I want to draw your attention is to two things: presentation and structure. Now, presentation is basically to do with the way the website looks, controls the appearance of the presentation. So what I mean is that the presentation is governed by CSS, cascading style sheets. Brilliant. We then have structure. The structure is primarily to do with the structure of the markup language. So for example, we've got the h1 tag. The h1 tag would be a heading tag inside HTML. That will primarily be concerned with the structure of the website itself, of the document itself. We then have things that go around the h1 tag, so something like a bold tag, underline or italic tag, and that will be concerned with presentation because it's governed by the appearance of the website. So there's two things there. Presentation deals with appearance, and you've got the structure. My example was h1 tag. Okay, another thing that I want to draw your attention to is CSS Zen Garden, and you can have a look at this website, a really fantastic website, primarily to do with CSS. And basically this is what designers use. You can come down to this website, you can download the sample HTML file, or you can use the CSS file. And this website is a beautiful example of CSS, because what you can do, it shows you the ability and the power behind CSS. So we've got a few of the designs on the right hand side on this column over here, and if I click on this, this will take us to a next web page with the same content but just with a different style sheet. So let's have a look. So if I click walk in the garden, again we have the same content as the previous page but different design using CSS. Very powerful, and there's lots of tips and developer tricks on this website. Absolutely fantastic. Go back, I'll show you another one. And there we go. Again, same content, but the change is primarily only through CSS. So you get the idea. So you can have a check out this website. It's really helpful, and we'll be progressing. We'll see later on how we can develop our styles inside Dreamweaver, and I'll show you a few other tricks using CSS as well.